Amid COVID-19, in a devastating situation of Umpun, we are once again in our class of life science to restore the parity and to return to our normal life of studies. The chapter we are going to learn today or to discuss today is reproduction. What is reproduction? The term is divided into two syllables, that is reproduction. Re means once again and production means synthesis. So it means the production of something from the pre-existing organisms. Our parents were born from their previous parents and we are born from our parents. So it is a long-term continuous process by which we are coming on earth. So that is reproduction. What are the purposes of reproduction? There are mainly two purposes. One is to maintain the symbol of our existence so that we came on earth, and number two, to prevent from extinction. Because if new offsprings are born, that will remain on earth as an evidence of we came on earth. Reproduction is basically divided into three types. In some board it is divided into two. The three types are basically vegetative, asexual and sexual. Some boards divided into two. The main one is sexual and the opposite of it is asexual. But here we are dividing into three major types: vegetative, asexual and sexual. What is vegetative reproduction? The type of reproduction which occurs from the body part of the vegetative body of the plant. That doesn't generally occur in case of animal. Rarely it occurs in lower group of animals. Suppose we detach a part of our finger and a new baby is born from that part of the finger. That will never happen because we have organisms and we can reproduce in some other process which we'll discuss later on. The vegetative reproduction basically occurs from the body part, but incidentally this type of reproduction is basically found in plant bodies. Some plant are found where sexual reproduction doesn't occur. That's why they directly develop from the body part of the plant body. This type of reproduction is once again divided into two types. One is natural, another one is artificial. The type of vegetative reproduction which occurs always naturally in the earth, that is called natural vegetative reproduction. It occurs due to some mechanical force or injuries. For instance, Umpun caused such type of reproduction many times, because by the fragmentation of the plant bodies, new plant may develop from that fragmented parts. This type of natural reproduction is divided into following types. One is fragmentation. What is fragmentation? The type of natural reproduction which occurs by the division of the vegetative body, which is basically found in Spirogyra. As we know, Spirogyra is an elongated fiber-like plant body having rectangular body cells those are rearranged one after another to form a thread-like elongated body. When this thread-like body gets divided into many parts due to mechanical injury, for instance, during the bath of the cow in pond or river, the body gets fragmented and divided into several parts, but from each part a new plant body develops, and thus the pond or the river gets covered underneath the water by the plant. This type of algae, this is basically an algae which grows in water body. So fragmentation is basically found in Spirogyra. It may occur in lower fungi also. Next we are coming to budding. Budding is a process of natural reproduction where a bud grows on the vegetative body. It is basically found in yeast. Yeast, as we know, is an unicellular fungi, but a bud grows outside the body in which the nucleus enters by amitotic cell division. After entrance of some part of the nucleic material, the bud gets detached from the main body and a new offspring is produced, that is the offspring of yeast. In this way, several yeast cells are produced from this pre-existing mother cell. Sometimes it may remain attached after the formation of several buds, and that is called the torula stage of yeast. Next we are coming to the third one, that is the bulbil. What is bulbil? In few plants, the axillary bud gets swollen due to accumulation of food, and when that axillary bud gets detached from the axis of the plant body, after falling on soil, it grows or germinates into a new plant. That adventitious bud or the swollen bud, someone says this is the flowering bud. And after the detachment of the bud, it develops into a new plant. It is found in Globa bulbilifer. The fourth one is the adventitious bud. What is the adventitious bud? It is known that the bud which is not present in its original area, where the bud gets situated, the bud basically remains in the stem of the plant body, as we have earlier discussed in case of bulbil. But this type of bud is present elsewhere. Suppose it is present in root, and when this adventitious bud gets detached from the body, a new plant is produced, or after the implantation of the adventitious bud, the new plant is produced, as it is found in sweet potato. Though seeds are produced within the pod when that pod is born from the flower of the plant body, but that is not ideal for the development of the plant. The new plants are produced from the adventitious bud actually present on root. This is nothing but the example of sweet potato where the adventitious bud is present. Adventitious bud is also found in case of parvel, which is commonly known as potol. In the plants of parvel, the farmers keep it the adventitious bud after the growth of the plant for longer period for the implantation in the next season. So these are the examples. Sweet potato and parvel are the adventitious bud of present on root. Adventitious bud may be present in some other area, as it is found in the leaf of Bryophyllum. In case of Bryophyllum, new plants grow on the margin of the leaf when it remains in moist condition. New plants comes out from the leaf margin of Bryophyllum. So the adventitious bud is present on the leaf margin. Now we are coming to the subaerial stem. What is subaerial stem? The stem which remains basically underneath the soil, but sometimes it comes out of the soil and few parts remain above the soil. That's why it is called subaerial. Some part remaining above the level of the soil. That's why it is called subaerial. These type of stems are of 4 types. The types are basically runner, sucker, stolon and offset. Runner moves along the level of the soil. That's why it is almost straight. But when the node of the runner touches the soil, new leaves are coming out from it. Oxalis is the basic example of runner. Oxalis is the basic example of runner. Sucker. Sucker is a type of stem which comes out of the soil, making a bow-like structure. And when it touches the soil, new leaf will come out from that nodal region. Sucker is basically found in Mentha. Stolon. Stolon is almost looking like sucker, but when it comes out of the soil, new leaf will come out. It is basically found in Chrysanthemum, which is commonly known as Chandramallika. And offset. Offset, the interconnecting stem is very much short. That's why it is called offset. It is found basically in water hyacinth. Which is commonly known as Kochuripana. This is the stalk of the leaf, and this one is the basically the leaf. As it is swollen and contains several parenchymas, that's why it remains swollen. That's why this plant is commonly called Kochuripana. So these are the basic nature or basic types of natural reproduction. And another one is remaining, that is the underground stem. What is underground stem? The stem which remains under the soil. Basically we know the roots remain under the soil. Here the stem remains under the soil. Often we cannot diagnose it as this is the stem. Sometimes it is mistaken. For example, bulb, as it is found in onion. The onion is the example of bulbil. Sorry, onion is the example of bulb. So we know onion. In an intact onion, there are several scales. The outside scale is very much dry. Inside scales are very much fleshy and juicy. But this is not the exact stem. This is the modified leaves. The scales are basically modified leaves. So what is the stem? The underneath portion, disc-like portion which we detach during cooking is the basically stem of the onion. When we implant this total onion inside ground, new onions are produced from the very stem present. From the small onions, the large onions are produced later on. And from the apical region of the scale, foliage leaves are produced during the winter season, that is the breeding season of the onion. And within some inflorescence are produced from one onion, a single inflorescence is produced. Now we are coming to the tuber. The example of tuber is potato. As we know, someone get confused as root, but potato is not root, that is the stem of the plant body, and as it remains under the soil, that's why it is called underground stem. And as we see, in each potato there are some wound-like structures. In winter season, from those wounds, new leaves or the bud will come out initially, and those whitish bud get transformed into green leaves later on. During the season of propagation, the eye, these are known as the eye of the potato. The farmers detach it from the main body of the potato and implants it into the soil. So from these buds, new plant will come out. That is the example of tuber. So potato is the example of tuber. Now we are coming to corn. The example of corn is wool. As we see in our Indian wool, it is very much large in size, like the base of the bigger plants, and sometimes few swollen structures are found on the body. These are nothing but the buds. In Bengali, these are known as mukhi of the wool. These are nothing but the buds. During breeding season, these buds being detached, implanted into the soil, these buds get transformed into a larger one, and the wool plant. The scientific name of wool is very much large, Amorphophallus campanuletus. And from that bud, new wool are produced. The fourth one of underground stem is rhizome. The example of rhizome is ginger, commonly known as adha. Turmeric and ginger are the example of rhizome. Turmeric, which is commonly known as polu. Similar to coconut, but turmeric is yellowish color and ginger is grayish in color. And these are both shorter nodes. These are the nodes, and in between the two nodes there is internode. The internode is very much short. That's why so many branching is found in case of ginger or turmeric. If we detach a part of the ginger and implant it into the soil, the new plant will come out. That's why these are the types of vegetative propagation. These occurs naturally in the soil, and as it occurs naturally, these are belonging to the natural mode of vegetative propagation.